welcome back to AllFreeCrochet.com. For more inspiration and lots of free ideas, please check out AllFreeCrochet.com. In today's tutorial, we're going to work on this flower bracelet. It is really super cute, actually really super cute, and it is really that easy to make. So I'm going to show you the techniques in order to complete this right from start to finish. So stay tuned here to AllFreeCrochet.com. So let's review the list together on what you're going to need to complete this tutorial. First of all, you're going to need two sets of pliers. You'll need a needle nose, these are jeweler's pliers by the way, and also a flat, and neither of them have teeth, just for your information. You could get yourself a gift box if you're wanting to give it to a friend. We are using 26 gauge wire. This is non-tarnishing silver wire. We're using a size 5mm or an H crochet hook. We're going to need 4 crimping tubes. We're going to need some cutters, and nail cutters are the best to be able to cut the wire. We're going to need a combination of 33 different beads, whether it's the same bead styling that you want to use or you want to mix and match. I would strongly recommend, you're going to see a mix match of different size beads in this. I strongly recommend that the 33 be different kind of sizes in order to make it look even more cooler. And of course you're going to need a toggle in order to close it. So let's start beginning on making your own flower bracelet. Compliments of AllFreeCrochet.com. The first thing we need to do is get your wire all ready, and it is coming from the roll as you can see over here, and we want to string on 11. So we're going to only do 3 strands, and they're going to be working together, so don't get ahead of yourself. We want to construct this as we go. So we just want to randomly choose what colors that you want to do at one time, and in the first 2 different strands I'm going to actually just mix and match all of the different sizes together, but again this is considered 1 and 2, and I'm just gonna randomly choose as I go. So you don't have to watch this because chances are you probably do not have these beads, but you should be aware that you can purchase this wire at CutRateCrafts.com. You can get the actual tools and equipment in order to, and the toggles as well as CutRateCrafts.com, and you can probably get glass seed beads here at CutRate Crafts, but I'm not sure about these flowers whether they are there or not, but you can always check that. So string on 11 beads and we'll meet right back and we'll begin to work on this process. I now have 11 beads on board, and you can see that I just didn't go large, small. I did actually randomize it up a bit. So what I want to do now is that I want to begin, and we have to be generous a little bit on the tail, so we want to leave it between a 2 to 4 inch, closer to the 4 would be recommended, and I want to create a slip knot. Okay, so just wrap it around your finger twice, just like so. It does have a memory, so it's not like yarn where it will fall off your hand really easily, and we just want to bend it over just like so, and we want to grab your hook and slip it on in. So we want to pull, this is the wire with the actual beads, we want to pull that one up to it, and we want to just chain 1. So this is not like the chunky bracelet, we're going to change it a little bit. So we're going to chain 1. Okay, so this is our very starting, so we just want to slide 1, the first bead over, and we want to go 1, 2. So 1 and 2. So we're just sliding it up and basically grabbing the wire. If it was a large bead, we'd just grab on the other side, but because it's a small one, you really can't notice it that easily. So we're just making a 1, 2 all the way across. So 1 and 2. And the wire can somewhat be tricky in order to, coming off the roll, but you don't want to pull out too much out of the package if you don't have to. Because if the wire gets tangled up in some way, then you get these ungodly kinks in your wire that are noticeable. I don't care what anybody says, as you can see them. So 1 and 2, and we want to go all the way to when you run out of beads. So 1 and 2. So 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Got a couple more left. These little ones are really hard to see, but you know what? It's all part of character. So just because you're working with beads doesn't mean you need stuff that is literally jumping off your arm. So 1 and 2. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to go 1 more. Okay, so that's what we have, because what's going to happen is when I go to pull this off, this loop here is going to disappear. And I'll show you in just a second. So I want to leave between a 3 to 4 inch tail on it, just like so. I want to pull out my wire, just like that, and watch what happens when I pull on it. See, it disappears. So therefore you have 1 and 2, and just like this side, you've got 1 and 2. Okay, when you pull that one. Okay, so it's even on both sides. So we don't want to put this too far away, and we want to begin to string up another 11 onto your thing. But what I recommend now is that look at it and determine where things are on this, and then determine your next set of beads to go together with it. And if you need to go further into this tutorial to see what I'm doing, you're more than welcome to do so. So pick another 11 and just look at it. So here, I'm probably going to put a flower. I might actually put 2 flowers in a row because they were smaller here, but again, it's up to your creativity. Okay, so now I have my 11 on board again, and now I want to be able to manipulate this one. So you have to determine which side are you going to tackle this on. So when I was looking at it, I was cross comparing where it's going to show up. So for example, this purple here, I want it over here. So what's going to happen is that because this is further into the spool and this is closer on this side to the edge, this is the first bead I'm going to apply. So I'm going to turn this around so that it's exactly the way that I want to put it together. So let's begin again. So we're just going to wrap it around your finger twice. Okay, and a up and do a slip knot as normal. Okay, so let's pull that aside, and now we're just going to go 1. Okay, and now we're going to slide the first one up. Okay, so we're going to start that one like that, and then 1, and do not go any further. And what I want you to do, this is 1, so is that. So you want to kind of put it together. So what I want to do is slip in this hook to the one that I've already done, and I want to say this is number 2. So you know how I was counting 1, 2? Well, 2 is going to be in the hole. So the next one on the bracelet is a 1. So I'm going to slip in the next one. Just happens to be I chose the same color bead. Good for me. And 1. And now I'm just going to look for the next hole that's available. Okay, it has nothing on it. So I want to stick my crochet hook in that hole, grab the material, and pull it through both. So what I'm essentially doing is that I'm making the bracelet so it's now intertwined. Okay, so the next one, there's 2 that slid on that one. So we want to stay 1. Okay, so that 1. So this makes it separated, and then 2 is into the next hole on the existing chaining that you've already done. Okay, so this will be 2. So to get the concept, so this is 1, and the next one is 2, which is going into the existing bracelet. So basically the beads are jumping out, so it's almost like it's going fat, skinny, fat, skinny, fat, skinny. So next bead up. And this is the neat thing about doing this kind of thing. It's very random looking, but you do want some consistency on whether it's colors and etc. So it doesn't look too awkward, and it actually blends really easily. So the next one is 2 into the hole. Next one is a flower. The next one is a hole, so it's 2. This one, it's kind of interesting. I put a white bead on a silver necklace, or a silver. It's going to be very difficult to see that, but again, it's all about character, isn't it? And sometimes what you can't see actually is, or you don't think you can see, actually does add a lot of charm to it. So essentially what you're doing here is you're creating a bracelet that is literally, it's not braided, but it's actually crocheted solidly together. So there's going to be no way that you can get this thing apart, even if you did braid it. Okay, so that was 1. You know what I did there? I screwed up. This one here. So hey, I'm not an expert 100%, so this was actually 2. And the reason why I could tell that is I was about to put a bead on where there's a gap. Okay, this is number 1, and then 2. This is a lot easier in a different position. It's in front of the camera for your convenience, it's not necessarily for mine. And it makes the world of difference. We have 1 more bead left, and obviously that's going to go beside the blue bead that's there. 1 and 2, and you have to add another one, and that one will disappear. So what I want you to do is cut back over here. It's about 3 to 4 inches back, and pull that hook up and pull it tight, and you can see it just disappeared a bit. So you got one big one in between, and again on the other side. So this is now a one piece, basically crocheted together. And now what I need you to do is go back along and cross compare again to what is on the bracelet, and again mix and match the colors to be different from this time around. And what I'm going to do this time is that I'm going to make each one of these actually a fat flower, so it's not going to mix as any sizes. Therefore it's going to be really clearly obvious that these flowers are popping out of this bracelet. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, I'm about to start again. I have 11 on, and as I promised, I put on all flowers this time. And I'm just going to start it like I have with the rest. And again, this one is going to intermix with the existing bracelet band, so pull tight, just like we did before. And we want to chain 1, so 1, and we want to move a flower up or bead up, it doesn't matter. You can obviously do this in bronze and silvers as well. So that was 1, and now I want to grab this one here. Keep that wire on top, by the way. Keep it on top so that the existing bracelet is in behind. Okay, and so I want to go into the first one that is after. Okay, so this is where we put it in the other one, and again we just want to pull it through. Okay, so that was 2. So let's pull in. So the next one is a flower. So this is 1. And then look for the gap already that's existing and stick your hook in that gap. Okay, and that was number 2. Bracelet up, or sorry, flower up. So this is 1, and then look for the next gap. It's very clearly which one is which here, and then this is number 2. One, and then look for the gap. So do that all the way down to the end, and when we back up, and we'll start learning how to toggle this bad boy up together. I'm coming up to the very end now, and we just want to again do what we just did before. So you're going to do 1, right, and then 2, and then we just wanted to do an extra one, so when we pull it tight it's actually going to match. Okay, so then we're going to cut it back around 3 to 4 inches back, and I just use kind of my finger just to kind of guideline that, pull it through, and again this will shrink, and so basically all of it will match together just like so. So this is the basic premise of this bracelet. So it's all together as one piece. You can twist it if you want to. You can do lots of different things, but it just looks like magnificent candy at this moment. We want to now take the edges or the ends, and this is not like the braiding process where we have to braid. It's already together, so we're just going to twist up the ends together. Might as well do both at the same time because there is no braiding with this one. So I kind of twist and pull back to make sure the wire stays straight. So what I want to do now, you'll see that there's different lengths of wire, just like so. So I want to cut them all at the same length. It's just easier to deal with if they're all the same. And the wire may be too generous as well, so don't be scared to cut it down if you think you're way over the top. So now what I want you to do is I want you to grab one of those crimping tubes. And it happens to be way over here, and I'm using my needle nose pliers to grab one, just like so, and I want to feed in all 3 wires into that tube. If you have a better way of fastening it, it's up to you. I want to put it all the way down, and I want to squeeze it shut. So now this is all permanently in place. I want to now grab my first toggle. I'm just going to, it doesn't matter which side you grab, I don't believe. And what I want to do is I want to twist it. I do not want the toggle to lose its flexibility, so when I go to bend it, I want to make sure that it can still not be restricted at all. So, and I just want to wrap it around the neck a few times to give it some strength. Okay, and I'm going to twist these back up together and grab another crimping tube and just feed it onto the top like a doctor with these pliers. And I just want to go down just a little bit and squeeze it shut, and I want to take this piece here that's left on top, and I want to bend it away from me. You can bend it towards you if you wish, but it's easier to bend away, and just rotate it up a little bit. So I just rotated it because we do not want the sharp edges running into any skin, because I tell you firsthand it is not good. So now we want to take this and we want to wrap it around a couple of the existing wire in the bracelet, and see, this just acts as part of the charm of the bracelet. But if you can wrap it around a few sections of it, what happens is that the wire tangles within itself and gets lost inside it, so that you'll never see it. And even if you do see it, it's just part of character. Okay, so that was the first side is done, and so now we just want to grab the other side. Just going to twist that up a little bit more, grabbing another crimping tube. We just want to feed this down. Okay, we want to go all the way down, and we want to squeeze that shut. We want to feed on your toggle. This is an arrow, by the way. It looks like something else, but it is really an arrow. And I'm not telling you what you think it looks like. But anyway, we won't get on there because this will be an outtake. So we just want to bend it. We do not want the toggle to lose its flexibility. And again, we just want to kind of use your fingers and kind of pinch it so that it doesn't seal all the way shut. And we want to twist over a little bit, like so. That was kind of down two rotations. Grabbing another crimping tube. We want to feed that on. So this one here has different lengths of wires, and what I want to just do is I just want to cut so that they're all equal. Okay, that does happen when you do twist wires. Again, just like before, bend it away from you, and then bend it again. Okay, and so now we just want to continue to wrap it, and we want this whole section to get caught into the bracelet. Now you will find when you're first working on this that you're pretty gentle and you're scared to do too much to the wire, but really the wire is very, very forgiving, so you can do a lot of stuff to it. Just do not over twist it. If you over twist, you will snap your wires for sure. So there you go. So your bracelet is now done. You can see now this particular heart one has an indentation into it, so you do want that heart to face out toward you, because when you go to put on your toggle, is that the indentation will catch the actual arrow that you see, and that is how you complete this project. So on behalf of All Free Crochet, I'm your host Mikey, and we hope that you enjoy your day. For lots of more free information, free patterns, and lots of ideas, please check out allfreecrochet.com. Until next time, we'll see you.